Consider the following situation. Mike is looking for something in the attic of his shared house when he comes across a mystery box. He wonders what's inside it and who it might belong to. So he takes the box down to his roommate Tom. He asks Tom if he knows who the box belongs to or how it even ended up in the attic. Tom smiles and says,
"Of course I know. This box teleported to the attic from another dimension on the back of leprechauns."
This obviously surprises Mike, and he proceeds to question that response. But before Mike could even get an answer from Tom, Tom fires a barrage of critical questions at Mike. Tom yells out,
"Do you have any proof that the box didn't come from another dimension? If a human put the box there instead of a leprechaun, do you have pictures or videos showing that the human did it? Are you an arrogant person who simply cannot comprehend that they might just be wrong about what they think is true?"
If those questions confuse you, then they are partly doing their job. You see, people like Tom have refined the art of bullshitting into a science. In this video, we will explore and expose the dumb tricks ignorant people play on themselves in the hope of fooling the rest of us. Hopefully, you will learn to spot their dirty tactics faster whenever they attempt to attack science. Let's dive right in. That example with Mike and Tom may have sounded a bit absurd, but I can assure you that the real people in the real world do not act so different. You just need to put yourself into similar situations to see people talking like that. For example, did you ever come across creationists arguing against scientists? These people have the conviction that some holy books and their interpretation of these books define reality more accurately than science. What about flat earthers? That's yet another group of people who are hell-bent on getting even the most basic of science wrong, just to preserve their irrational convictions about the shape of the earth of all things. I'm sure you've also probably come across those wishy-washy New Age science denialists who are constantly fighting science in the hopes that it might make their miracle claims seem more plausible. When it comes to today's topic, what do you think all these people have in common? It is their mutual hatred of the rational and evidence-based scientific method and their obsession with discrediting it. This is precisely when you should be paying 300% of your attention to understand what I'm trying to reveal about their dirty tactics. Over the years, these people have experimented and figured out tactics that make them look more credible to the unsuspecting and uncritical thinkers. For an example, let's consider how a creationist might play this game. They will start with some big grand claim about how the world was created. For example, they might claim it was done in 6 days or something. This obviously raises the eyebrows of anyone even halfway educated in science. But where it gets truly interesting is the next part. Normally, the way the world works is that you make a claim, you prove it. You did an experiment, got results, now you share them with your peers, share details with the world, others validate and verify your result, and we all have a good time. This pipeline fulfills the most basic expectations and helps us filter nonsense and keep it from becoming mainstream. You can watch my other video on a similar topic dealing with just this. Coming back to our evidence-based pipeline, the issue with the creationists is that they refuse to go through this pipeline to prove any of their assertions. In fact, forget the detailed investigations and rigors of the scientific method. They will entirely avoid any sort of investigations of their claims. The tactic they will use will go something like this. They will make their big claims. You will ask them why they think that claim is true. Instead of providing evidence that backs up their claim, they will start trying to poke holes in science. This will often take the form and pretense of skepticism towards established science. You will hear nonsense like,
"Oh, but that's just a theory. Carbon dating doesn't work. There are missing links in evolution. Big Bang Theory? Were you there when the universe began?"
Have you noticed the trick yet? For those of you who still can't see through it, here's the trick. After having come up with a claim, instead of doing the hard work of gathering evidence and solid rational reasoning to back up their claim, they go on the offensive against science. They spend their time trying to poke holes in our established body of knowledge. They do so in the hope that maybe if they did enough of that, they will make science eventually start looking just as flaky and unsubstantiated as their claims. At that point, they can make it seem like what they are claiming is some valid alternative idea about how things work. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play tennis without the net. Or at least how these people wish we would let them play. But we won't, will we? Will we? If you disagree with what I said here, please feel free to comment and let me know your rebuttal. But if you share my frustration with these type of attacks on science, please consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel to support this voice of reason. This has been the Scientalist. See you in the next video.